All right, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the last time we were here in court, we were discussing the fact that we still needed a DD 214
Mhm.
in regards to move forward with any type of evaluation that you requested of us for him to potentially move to California.
Mhm.
At that time, Mr. Chrisman told me that his uncle may have had it, his dad. And there's a few family members had it, and you gave him until today to email me that hard copy of a DD 214. I've checked in with it a couple times. As of this morning, I still do not have a copy of the DD 214. And as of this morning, he also told me he does not have a copy himself.
All right, where is it?
Well, it burned up 2 years ago, so that's the only copy I had. And I was unable to get it from me and my family. But when we were last, I know that I did mention to you about getting, doing the, not through them, but through like a different, like private one. And I did find one in California and one here that specialized.
No. Here's my question. My question is, have you turned over the documents to them?
No, I say no, man.
So-
Burned in the fire and I can't get access to it.
All right, so burned in the fire. So what you're telling me, and if I'm incorrect, just correct me. I'm not going to take it as a sign of disrespect. So what you're telling me, if somebody has been in the military and their documents are burned, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like you were never in the military. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
Once something burns to the ground, the military doesn't have anything and you can't get anything from the military.
well, there's a lot of troops out there that don't have their benefits and have had issues like this.
No. I'm talking about you specifically. So what you're telling me is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I ask you this because I will tell you in my family, I would say out of all the male members of my family, only 2 have not been in the military. So what you're telling me is if you have documents from the military and they get burned, you're just out of luck. These documents don't exist.
Well, I never used benefits, never planned on it, and never needed it. So to me,
Well, I will tell you
I don't
this.
know how to gain access to it either.
I have a problem with you. I'm being told that you're testing positive for alcohol. So I'm going to help you.
Well, that's why I have a drug and alcohol program here, and I found a treatment program in California, especially in alcohol.
Well, I'm going to help you out here. I'm not allowing you to transfer to California until you get me the military documents. So that will help you.
Yes.
And probation, he's going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days. So if you wish to transfer to California, then you bring me proof that you were in the military.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yeah.
So until I have that proof, you're not being allowed to transfer.
Okay.
All right, so we'll alter and amend. Do we have a motion to revoke heard on him, Ms. Abrams? Does he need to have the motion heard?
No, Your Honor, it's not one was filed.
All right, so we're going to alter and amend. You're going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days. And you're going to provide medical proof to probation for your use of oxygen. You understand?
Absolutely.
Probation, when do you want medical documentation of his issues?
By the end of the week, they're
All right. And who are you receiving health care through?
It's through Aetna. Aetna?
All right. Do you go to the VA or no?
No.
Have you ever been to the VA?
No.
All right. So you're going to have to provide proof of your medical issues to probation by the end of this week. So that's by October 20th. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because my concern is sometimes you have an oxygen tank, sometimes you don't. I don't know what's going on with you. So we're coming back on October 20th. And you need to have that information to probation. And your transfer to California is denied. So if you truly wish to go to California, bring me the military information. And if you do not have military information, or if you were never in the military, let the court know and I'll consider something else.
Gotta figure out how to get hold of it.
I'm sorry?
Gotta figure out how to get hold of it.
Oh, it's easy. It's government. They will have your documents somewhere.
This is the VA records. Every document. Same place that we're talking about. Go to the VA records at IU Murphy, they'll be in.
Could you all do me a favor? Because I know you all have said you told him where to get his records.
Yes,
ma'am.
Could you
we have-
write something down and
Yes,
hand it
ma'am.
to him?
And there's no record, Your Honor, of him ever serving in the military. for the
No.
Department of
No,
Veterans
no, I understand that.
We'll
But
write some down.
Write something down
Yes,
for
ma'am.
him so you will have where exactly where you need to go. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we have assisted him in obtaining his records, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Yes, you wanted to approach Mr. Crispin?
Yes, ma'am. The last time I'm here, you said I could do the other programs enrolling in them, and that would satisfy, everything as well. So, and I have one step in California that's a inpatient,
Okay, here's the thing. Take California out of your mind
and I don't know, because you don't have,
because you're not going to California until I get proof that you were in the military.
well, and what if I can't get the proof? I mean,
Then you're not going to California.
So you were saying something about the essay recovery here.
yeah, to do an outpatient here,
No, inpatient.
well, it doesn't allow me to work or bring any kind of income in.
No, you have to do inpatient if you want to do essay recovery here. It will be so simple for you to get your military documents.
I guess as you're making it to the simplest road, I just don't understand why last time you said it was okay to do it that way, and now you're taking it back, requiring this information.
What I don't understand is why can you not get your military records? What I don't understand is why is Veterans Treatment Court telling me that they have no proof that you were ever in the military? I don't understand this. I don't understand why you're telling me your military paperwork has burned. So therefore there's no, on this planet Earth, nobody has any military documents for you that you were ever in the military. What I'm telling you is what you're telling me is similar to if my bar card burns to the ground and I can't prove that I'm an attorney. You're telling me there is no government agency
There's
that would have proof that you were in the military.
thousands of troops that can't get their information, can't get
All
benefits. I
So-
personally never went to the VA, I personally never wanted benefits
Mhm.
or anything like that. Because the way they treat the troops and everything like that, I had my own money.
Okay, so
And I
I
worked
want
hard
you
for
to, I want you to hear me because I'm internalizing what you're saying. This is what I want you to hear me. You are not going to California until you provide me proof that you've been into the military. And you are to provide them by Friday, your medical documentation that you are on oxygen.
That's fine.
And the reason why is because some days you're walking up the stairs, you have no oxygen with you.
But
Then
one
other
time
days,
I ran out
you
of
don't.
oxygen.
So that's where we are.
One time, and I ran out last time, because I ran out of
Okay.
oxygen.
All right.
Thanks so much.
So you give me that information, then the court will make a decision on whether or not you can go to California. And I will explain it to you clearly. You want to go to California, you're telling me you have all of these resources there. Or not, because you say you're in the military, but everybody else is telling me you were never in the military.
Then you're telling me that thousands of troops that can't find their information either and get benefits.
I don't have
Okay.
thousands of troops before me. I just have you.
Or is it, yes, it's an inherent problem. And no, I haven't been
So-
looking for it.
That's where we are.
I just don't understand why you're putting a contingency on that.
Well, I mean, I've told you, I can't tell you anything else. So that's where we are.
So Judge, we omitted conditions for 90 sober support meetings in 90 days and for him to provide medical documentation for the oxygen and so forth by this coming Friday.
Mhm.
We have a reset warrant for this Friday.
Yes,
He's coming back here to court
yes,
to provide the DD 214 and the medical documentation. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, what would you like, just so that I'm clear
Mhm.
in regards to his in or outpatient treatment? that's
Inpatient
supposed to start here? Okay, and we want to wait until after Friday for that inpatient treatment to begin.
yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll see you Friday. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Court is calling 2023 CR 5312, State of Texas versus Alberto Soto. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
And Ron Ross for defendant.
Are you Mr. Soto?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest on September 19th to the offense of aggravated robbery. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine and the state is silent on your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state,
No, Your Honor.
defense?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do not.
All right, is this solely going to be argument from both sides?
It is, Judge.
Well, state, not from you.
Yes,
but-
Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Judge, my client is 63 years old, and I know you got the PSI and got a whole bunch of prior cases listed on his, but I would point out that most of them are 30 and 40 years old.
Mhm.
The recent ones in San Antonio was the DWI a couple of years ago, but most everything is well before 2000. This incident happened. The statement from the victim was he wasn't injured. He displaced his shoulder or something with a little scuffle he had. My client's position all along was this was a scuffle over money that was owed him. My guy was a contractor. My client worked for him. And the guy was 27 that he worked for. I think my guy's 63. And I know sometimes these guys try to rip people off. My guy living at VA with the VA. Apparently my guy, according to the victim, had a knife, displayed a knife. There's no indication he used it. And his injury.
Just one second. Hi, we're having problems. That's okay. Go ahead.
His injury was from the displaced shoulder. All this stuff is in the report, and
Mhm.
I think the victim has verified what I've just told you about that. My client understands deferred adjudication consequences of messing up. He's been in San Antonio for about 7 years, came from New Jersey. And he's worked in construction, various jobs when he gets with contractors. He's been to the VA for mental health, I think, at one time. He's got possibly lung cancer. He's got emphysema, some lung problems. He tells me he joined the Mormon church about a year ago.
Can you explain to me about because in the police report, the suspect is saying, I'm sorry, the complainant is saying that your client took $250 from him and it was in a Chase envelope. And then when the police came upon your client, he had the $250, but the Chase envelope was on the ground.
Yeah, that's correct. That's where the robbery comes in. Now that's where he says the robbery. My client's whole position the whole time was the guy owed me 600. He paid me 250 of the 600, and that's all he paid me. That's what the scuffle was about. And he took the money, the 250 that the guy allegedly gave him, and left the truck and was walking away. Took the money out and dropped the envelope. So that's my understanding of the facts, and reading between the lines, that could well be true. My client, though, is taking responsibility and it's played no contest to this. And I'm asking the court to give him deferred. He's 63. He's got medical problems. He hasn't been in trouble for a very long time, except for that DWI. He has been employed. He's not a burden on society, I don't think, and I don't think he's a violent individual. Doesn't seem to be. So I would ask you to give him probation. I would ask him if he would like to address the court. Would you like to address the court? Would you like to tell the judge anything? Yes.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alberto Soto.
All right, so just so you know, that the state will be allowed to cross-examine you if they feel that you are not, or if you're veering outside what is deemed to be facts. You understand? All right. What would you like to say?
Right now, my lungs are in really bad shape. And I'm taking medicines for it. I get a CT scan every 2 months.
All right, do you want to say anything about why you're here?
Yeah, because of the case. It was just an argument between me and my boss. And it was stupid. I don't know. And I just want to apologize for it.
What was the argument about?
About the money he owed me from work.
All right. And how long had you been working for him?
About a month and a half.
How had he paid you in the past?
In cash.
How did he pay you in the past?
He only paid me one time
No, but how did he
Oh.
pay you?
in cash.
In cash?
Yes.
And what work were you doing for him?
I was doing tape and float and sheetrock.
And so what was your agreed upon contract with him?
I was doing $17 an hour. And I had to work that week 6 days, 5 days. I missed on Friday. And man, he owed me for 5 days. He only gave me for 2 days.
So how much money did he give you for 2 days?
$250. And then we wound up arguing about the rest of the money.
So you had been working for him for a month, you say, and he's only paid you $250 total?
No, he paid me the week before what he owed me.
Mhm.
And he also held back a week. So he held back a week. So really he owes me for like 2 weeks
Mhm.
right now. So they took the $250 off me and gave it back to him.
All right, where did the knife come in?
I didn't have a knife.
So you're saying you never pointed a knife at him?
No,
Do you want a jury trial?
no.
But you're taking responsibility.
I'm taking responsibility for this.
All right, because if you're saying there was never a knife, then I will give you a jury trial if you wish to have a jury trial.
No, ma'am. I'm taking responsibility for this.
Right, any questions from the state?
Mr. Ross said that you're not a violent person. Was this a violent incident?
Not really.
You don't think so? Okay. Can you tell the court why you think you'd be a good candidate for deferred?
I'm 63 years old. I'm a Mormon. I go to church every Sunday. I've been baptized Mormon for over a year now. And it was just stupid mistake that we had. It was just an argument. And it will never happen again. This is the first time I ever had a violent incident with anybody.
I'm gonna ask you, you've been here in San Antonio for about 7 years, you tell me?
Yes,
Have you been employed most of this time?
yes.
And what do you do until it does?
I renovate houses. I've also worked at the Marriott over here in South Plaza
You work for contractors.
for
right?
contractors, yeah. So,
And if you're given probation, you're gonna go back to work.
oh yeah, I'm going back to work. I usually I'll have a job within 2 weeks.
And where are you gonna live at?
Right now I'm staying with the veterans at the GI Forum, North Medina.
But are you a veteran?
Yes, ma'am. I'm an ex-Marine.
Was he? Vashawn, could you see if Veterans Treatment Court could come down and speak to him? All right, we're going to come back on this. I'm going to see what Veterans Treatment Court has to say. So just give us a moment. All right, Mr. Soto, we're going to come back on December 5th.
Okay.
All right, so what's going to end up happening is the persons from Veterans Treatment Court, you're going to stay in custody. They're going to speak to you to see maybe if you're eligible for their program. If you're not eligible for their program, they're going to give me other options. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to make a decision on your case right now, I don't have any options. So it's best that I have options in your case. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
All right, just make sure that when the VA, when they come to, VA, Veterans Treatment Court, when they come to speak to you, that you talk to them, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll bring you back on December 5th, and at that time, I'll make my decision.